Reevaluating our priorities from one poll on most of us are reevaluating our priorities, of course, because of Corona. Now, according to the survey from one poll, on behalf of the nonprofit Life Happens, more than 60% of us say we plan to embrace the phrase carpe diem and live more in the moment. I'm joined now by Dr. Jamie Zuckerman, a licensed clinical psychologist in Philadelphia. Dr. Z, let's talk about this one. Good to see you, first of all.
You too.
So a priority shift, it kind of seems normal after something so paramount happens in your life, but we've never had an experience with a pandemic before. Does this new study, does it seem like something you might expect from Americans that are having this shift suddenly?
I think so. I think it depends also on your own personal experience during the pandemic. Did you get sick? Did your loved ones get sick? Did somebody you know pass away? So I think part of that is it depends on your particular personal experience and how you dealt with it. I think that, anything like this, it's a collective trauma. We all experienced it. And I think that when you're dealing with a collective trauma, it forces you to look at your own mortality. It forces you to kind of reevaluate your life and what's important.
I think you're absolutely right, because people are starting to look at what they've been through and shape it from that perspective. But let me ask you this. Is this different than maybe a New Year's resolution, your vision board at the beginning of January of what you think your year is going to look like? Does it let you know that people are saying, I just want to live for today and forget all these plans that we make for life?
Right. So I think it does differ from New Year's resolutions, and that New Year's resolutions are usually they're in the form of goals. They're specific, measurable goals. And, and I've talked about this before, the danger sometimes with New Year's goals is that we don't define them properly. We kind of drop the ball with them. Whereas something like this tends to be more of a lifestyle change. And when you have a lifestyle change or a lifestyle shift, it's more likely that those will kind of have more longevity to them than a New Year's resolution.
That makes sense. Do you think that we'll follow through and do these things, or do you think when the pandemic is over, people will kind of stop and go back to, quote, normal? Uh-oh, did we lose Dr. Z?
Again, this is going to depend on your own experiences during the pandemic itself. During the pandemic, your own experiences. And I think that, it's going to be important for people to... Oh, I lost you. Oh,
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you, girlfriend. Keep it going.
You cut out. Okay. Sorry. So I think that people will intend to stay connected to these goals that they have, to kind of carpe diem, as you said.
Yes.
But I think that when the pandemic is over, if we don't stay in touch with those feelings that we had during the pandemic, I think that people may be more at risk to kind of lose their momentum. But I do think, given that it's a big shift in our perception, that people will hang on to these much longer than a goal.
I love it. I love it, because I feel like we have to do this. One piece of advice you want to offer everybody up, Dr. Z? I follow you, of course, on Instagram and see all the wise words that you share there. What do you say to people, though, who are now starting to say, I just want to live life for today and enjoy the moments that are happening right now?
No pressure on yourself. Most of us don't live in the moment. So even though it sounds great, it is a very complicated skill.
Yeah.
So take your time with it, be patient. And, like I said, don't make it a goal, just kind of make it a lifestyle shift. And when you remember to be present, be present.
I love it. Be present. You have to go check out Dr. Z. She puts a lot of her posts in her stories. I love this one, the new normal, and oh my God, just stop. I love that one. So go check out all her stuff. Thank you for your time. I know you're very busy. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.